Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to the first episode of the Uber Guru. The Uber Guru. D is in my name, Damien or DC. Uber as in what I'm doing at the moment. And Guru as in what I've learned about the creation or process that is myself. So today we're talking about anxiety attack and the law of creation. Anxiety attack and the law of creation. So I've always heard people say they've been anxious, or they've had an anxiety attack, or they've gotten sweaty, their palms were sweaty, and their body got shaky. So I was in this halfway sleep last night. I didn't sleep that much last night, but anyway, it's another story. And I was going through my mind, thinking about some things. And I think I got really, really anxious because my heart started beating faster and my breath started going faster. But then, in all of that, for some reason, I popped out of that and I started watching that. I started watching my breath go faster. I started listening to my heartbeat faster. And then I started watching the words that were going, or the thoughts that were going through my head. And what I found out real quick was, through my experience, was my thoughts were creating everything else. My thoughts, the law of creation goes thought, word, deed. My thoughts were creating everything else. My thoughts were creating all the anxiety I was going through in my body. My thoughts were creating my heart rate going faster, my breathing being erratic. My thoughts, what I was thinking about at that moment, was creating anxiety within me. So the anxiety was created by me, completely by me. By me not being aware of my thoughts, I was creating anxiety within me. Now, the thing about this is, it shows you that you're creating your own problems. You're creating your own anxiety. You're keeping these things going in your own head. Hello, Barb. How are you? Hope you're well. You're creating your own anxiety. So the cure to this is not a pill, because of course I was listening to and reading about the opioid addiction right now, the whole fentanyl thing that's going on in the United States, and how bad it is in cities. And so the cure is not a pill. The cure is not alcohol, because the cure is not even pot, because those actually do depress the system. Listen to my guru, Sadhguru, lately, and he said those do depress the system. They do. If you actually pay attention when you're doing any of these things, your mindset is completely different than when you're not, when you're just clear-headed. So if we understand that the cure for anxiety is not a pill, it's actually becoming conscious of our own thoughts, our own feelings. Because that's truly the only thing that we're in control of in this life, is our own thoughts, our own feelings. Therefore, we can direct them. But we have to be constantly on our game, Morning, John, how are you? Putting good thoughts, feelings, and good prospects or purpose into our own mind. Otherwise, we're just going to catch up on things, and we're always going to be in some kind of anxious, stressed out, suffering situation that we continue to put ourselves in. Because basically, bottom line is, we only have control of ourselves. That's it. All the situations outside of ourselves are just situations outside of ourselves. We have to deal with them, of course. But basically, to deal with the situations that we have to deal with outside of ourselves, we have to first have control and have conscious awareness of ourselves and which direction we're going in and why we're going in that direction. I say all of this because I've been reading about addiction lately, and how the drugs are just taking over all over the place, and all of the overdoses, and all the people dying, and even kids. There was recently a 10-year-old kid, I don't remember where it was, that died of just like sniffing the fentanyl by accident from another room. So we really need to get control of ourselves and understand the law of creation. The law of creation is simple. Thought, word, deed. You think it, you put it into words, and then you do it. It's the reason why a lot of the things I think about, I don't say out loud. Some things are not worthy of being said out loud as far as I'm concerned. Because
In
again,
1
once I
mile,
put it out there,
exit
it's
right.
out there. There's no taking it back. But anyway, this is my little thoughts on anxiety. We do create our own anxiety through our anxious thoughts. And that brings everything out of whack between our breathing, that throws our body out of whack, our heart rate increases, but it's still, we are the foundation of the anxiety. You are the foundation of your own anxiety, and we're only in control of ourselves. But anyway, hope everybody got this and understands where I'm coming from. Remember, the law of creation, thought, word, deed. If you think it, if you say it, you do it. You
In a
will
quarter
create
of a
it.
mile,
That's just how it
exit
goes.
right.
And you know, a lot of people say, well, that doesn't work for everybody, and actually it does. That's the one thing you can guarantee works for everybody. Thought, word, deed. Which direction you're continuously going in is where you create at. That's why
Exit
practice makes you
right.
very good at what you're practicing. Not practicing, you're
In
shit.
1 mile,
just
continue
what it is.
straight.
That's why this whole society of, what is it, everybody gets a trophy is dumb. Because not everybody practices the same. Not everybody practices with the same consistency, the same discipline, the same awareness.
In a quarter of a
People are
mile,
different.
continue straight.
So, different rewards, different people, period. It's just how it goes. Anyway, this is DC on the first episode of The Uber Guru. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of the talk. Please leave your messages and comments.
Continue straight.
I'm on the highway right now, so I can't really answer anybody. I'm not even really looking at this thing at the moment, just letting my thoughts flow out there for a moment. But remember the law of creation, thought, word, deed. And if you can actually sit back, I do it through meditation. Matter of fact, I was explaining to somebody recently how, because I meditate so much, it's the only reason I could actually sit back and watch me build my own anxiety up within myself through my thought, word, and deed. And then by understanding that I was doing it, I could also eliminate it and make things really simple. But until you realize that you are the foundation of everything that's going on in your life, you won't change anything. And change only happens with us, and then our exterior changes through us. It's just what it is. But you can always do it the other way and adapt to any situation that life gives you. But that's going to be a constant shitstorm of suffering. It's up to you. Anyway, this is DC. I'm out. Have a great, take it easy Thursday. Get out there, get your workouts in, keep yourself nice and balanced, thought, word, and deed. Peace.